Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Jenny Talks Tech. Sorry, I have been gone for a while, and even though I made a promise to myself that I will post much more regular episodes, real life caught up with me really soon. And also, I was busy doing some stuff which I will going to talk about in this episode. Yes, you guessed it right. I did some qualification, I did some studies. I got myself certified from a project management association, and I am now the proud owner of a level C certification from IPMA. I am an officially certified project manager. It has been a long way in coming, and I'm happy that I did it. But it also meant I did not have much time left for anything else. And once the examination was over, I hit a bit of a foggy phase where I was so tired mentally, I just could not create anything. But now I'm back up again and I'm going to restart my podcast episodes with what better than my IPMA Level C journey. So here it is, my more than a certificate, my IPMA Level C journey. Today's story is not just professional, it's deeply, deeply personal. It is about a decision to pursue a professional certification, not just for a job requirement, not just to chase prestige, but to reclaim something I felt I had lost. And so I'm going to share with you my story of how I earned my IPMA Level C certification, why it was never just about passing an examination. A few months before I signed up, I had a big confidence issue. I had returned to work after my parenting break. I was doing my work for 1 or 2 years, and I was not really sure if I am doing it well. Things may have looked fine from the outside, but I did not quite feel like myself. Something that happens to a lot of us, especially to mothers when we give birth. Some things just fundamentally change, and then when you are thrown back into work, it takes you a while to realize and understand and prioritize. And my priorities just had shifted. My energy was split, and I had started to doubt myself. Even when days I felt like I was very productive, I did not quite feel that productive. I kept wondering if I'm still sharp. Am I still the project manager I used to be? Something quietly slipped away while I was busy changing diaper and fighting my toddler's tantrums. Then I spoke to a colleague who just finished his IPMA level B, and something about this whole process struck a chord. It was just not about technical know how. IPMA certifications evaluate experience, behavior, real world competence. It felt human, and it gave me hope. Confidence boosting conversation with my trainer, I said yes. Nervously and cautiously, I said yes. Now, let me walk through what actually was involved. To qualify for IPMA Level C, I had to demonstrate at least 36 months of experience as a project leader within the last 5 years, plus show complexity, responsibility, leadership. I had to reflect on and document on what I actually had done to even get the permission to sit for an examination. I had to write detailed project report, I had to assemble documentation, I had to prepare for a written exam, a collaborative workshop, and a personal interview with the assessors. But the challenge just wasn't the process. It was also how I was going to manage all of that and learning around my real life. I was doing it out of my own motivation, which meant I had a full time job, I had a toddler, I had zero extra time, and I had to somehow take out time after work and home and life and to prepare. So I studied on weekends. I wrote reports during bath time. I cuddled my toddler while she was sleeping, while I quickly reviewed some of the theory. I practiced my German grammar because my written exam was supposed to be in German due to some complicated rules by the GPM. And I haven't written an exam in German, a technical exam in German, in a long time. It's not my mother tongue. So I had to practice that while cuddling my kid. It did help that I have a German speaking toddler at home who kept on going, Mama, gegebt, gegebt, hast du gebet, gelernt? It's fun, but not quite grammatically correct. It just gave me a motivation to make my German better so that my toddler's German gets better. And between all of that, life happened. I got sick, I had surgery, I faced a deep personal upheaval, and let me just it let me sudden it had a deep impression on me for weeks. After it happened, I could not do anything. I just stared at my screen. I could not study. I could not feel like I could move on. I was numb, and at point I was just sitting in the garden and just gardening. I thought of giving up everything else multiple times. But then slowly I got back into the preparation. And you know what? It gave me focus. It gave me something to hold on to when everything else felt very uncertain. Let me talk about the examination. The examination for level C and level B happens on over multiple days. You have a written examination, then you have a whole day workshop in two phases, phase one and phase two. And then you have an interview. It depends on the third day, you have the interview. So, 3 intense days. As I said, I had to write technical responses in German. German is not my first language, even though I speak fluently. I had practiced, but it is still was a stretch. But I really practiced well, and I was so happy when I finished the examination. And because it was technical, I was hoping that not all grammatical errors would be noticed. Then came the workshop, and it was honestly the most unexpected part of the whole process, and I just enjoyed it so much. There were 10 of us divided into two groups, and I had so much fun doing the workshop, laughing, collaborating, solving project management problems together, exchanging experience from different industries during after the interview, after the whole process was over. It was so good to find like-minded people, and it just reminded me how powerful shared experiences can be. And the interview was surprisingly nice and gentle. The assessors were kind and professional, and most importantly, human. They weren't trying to catch us out. They were trying to understand how we think, how we work, and they were there to cheer us on in their own professional way. All of us passed. Every single one of us who took that examination that day passed. And the pride that I felt, it was more than just professional, it was deeply personal. It has been a few months now. The certificate is framed and sitting in my office, but the real shift is how I feel. I carry myself differently. We got the IPMA pin, and I was so excited to see the pin. And I was like, where should I put it? But it's more than the pin, it's the feeling that it gave me. You know, I started trusting my decisions more. I am more confident how I speak. I speak with more clarity, less apology. I know what kind of information I would give and how I can stand my ground. I knew all of these. I have been a project manager for 7 years, but somewhere down the line, I lost my confidence and belief in me. And after doing this examination, learning, preparing, practicing, doing this project managing management workshop with a bunch of people I had not known before the day of the examination and doing it so successfully, it just changed something inside me. The journey reminded me that growth isn't always flashy. It is sometimes quiet, it's internal, personal. Sometimes it's just choosing to show up, even when you are tired, unsure, or overwhelmed. And that's what this experience has given me, a chance to prove myself that I still had it, that I always had it. And now I am claiming it. If you're thinking about pursuing something big, maybe a certification, a return to work, a new direction, here is what I want to share. You do not need to wait to feel ready. You become ready by starting. You are allowed to feel scared and still move forward. Have a support system, a mentor, partner, friend that can make all the difference. You do not have to do all it perfect. Just keep showing up. Growth is always there. Growth is not always loud. Growth is not always linear. Often it's quiet, deeply transformative. Often you take 2 steps back to move 5 steps forward. It's not a straight line, it's a carved line. It's a beautiful carved line. But trust yourself. And if you are where I was a year ago, unsure, overwhelmed, doubting your place, please hear this. You have not lost your sharpness. You have just been in a different season, and you're allowed to return to yourself 1 step at a time. Thanks for being here with me. I hope this story offered something meaningful, maybe a nudge, a mirror, or a bit of companionship on your own path. If this resonated and you are exploring IPMA certifications or if you're navigating career comeback, I would love to hear from you. I have also started to offer informal mentoring for women and caregivers, re entering the workspace, rethinking life. And you can find all the information in my website now. And the full story about my IPMA journey, including more about the certification steps, is in my blog post, which you can find if you go to my website, www.tanishtaroy.com. Until next time, be kind to yourself. You are doing more than you know.